law and lawbreakers,
blowhards and liars.
Mainly, though, on the media is about an hour. Please spend it with us.
Saturday mornings at 7 on KSJE Farmington. KSJE is supported by San Juan Regional Medical Center, which is officially baby-friendly. This evidence-based initiative is designed to support mother-baby bonding and optimal infant feeding practices by upholding the 10 steps to successful breastfeeding. San Juan Regional Medical Center, officially baby-friendly, and serving the Four Corners since 1910. Find out more online at sanjuanregional.com. "11 minutes past 8 o'clock. It is Friday morning, November 22nd. Good morning, everyone. I'm Scott Micklin. Thank you for tuning in to KSJE 90.9 FM over the air in San Juan County, of course. 103.3 FM now over the air in Durango, Colorado, and streaming everywhere from our website at ksje.com. Special good morning also to our viewers who are watching what we call visual radio on the KSJE Facebook page and YouTube channel. We're glad you're with us as well, everybody. Welcome aboard. Coming up in the next few moments, here's what you'll be seeing with us. My guest, Andrea Pena, is here from Childhaven. We'll be talking about a number of different events that are coming up, including their big Pledge for Children campaign, which is underway right now. Really helps to support the Childhaven Foundation, and we'll talk more about that in the next few moments right here on KSJE. Then later on this hour, we will check in with Wally D from Wally D Sports. He will give us all the news about the prep sports this fall and winter. Of course, we're watching the Bloomfield Bobcat football team. That and much, much more coming up later on this hour right here on KSJE. You can listen or watch us at 8:50 a.m. Mick Hess will be here roving with the Arts. It's our classical music program coming up at 9:06 this morning. Mick is playing pop music from the great composer Leroy Anderson. You'll hear that today at 9:06 on KSJE. Don't forget at noon, it's the Cop Shop with the Farmington Police Department. They're on the second and fourth Friday every month, and so that brings them on the air with us today at 12:06. You can listen over the air, of course, or watch the visual radio Cop Shop today at 12:06 with Farmington Police Chief Stephen Hebby and Public Information Officer Nicole Brown. At 12:30, it is our storytelling program, Cuentos, Hana, and Tales, produced with our partners over at the Farmington Public Library. Some great stories for all ages in your family, coming up today at 12:30 on KSJE. At 2:06, it is our final DJ for a Day program this week. We've been doing it all week, turning the radio station over to some local personalities, to say the least, and today it is Megan Cullop's turn. She will be here at 2:06. Megan is the pastor at First Presbyterian Church. She is bringing in a variety of music and humor, I know, to share with us today at 2:06 p.m. this afternoon. Listen, of course, on the radio, listen on our website, or watch the live stream on YouTube or on Facebook. It'll be a great afternoon. Of course, it has been a great week of DJ for a Day programs, and you can check out all of them. We've compiled them all on the KSJE Facebook page or YouTube channel. We also have a link on our website, our DJ for a Day page, ksje.com. That's also where you can support this radio station. This is the best time of the year to do that, as you know. All donations received this week for memberships, you can join KSJE, and all memberships are going to be matched dollar for dollar, up to $2,000 from the Marion Family Foundation. We appreciate their support, and double your money by joining us today, ksje.com/support. And of course, connect with us on social media. In addition to Facebook and YouTube, you can follow us on Twitter, of course, and check out KSJE on Instagram as well. Here's the weather forecast. It's going to be a mostly cloudy morning, then some sunshine kind of this afternoon. Partly sunny skies, we'll call it, this afternoon with a high of 46 in Farmington. Clearing tonight with a low of 24, making way for a mostly sunny weekend with a high of 45 degrees on Saturday and Sunday, and overnight lows near 20 degrees. Mostly sunny skies on Monday and Tuesday before the next weather system rolls in, and we may see some showers on Wednesday and maybe even Thanksgiving with highs in the lower 50s. And before we go, we say that visual radio can take you places, and one place it's going to take us this morning is Mountain Village in Telluride. We showed you downtown Telluride Telluride yesterday. The snow is up in the mountains in Telluride today as well, with some low clouds and some snow-covered roofs in the Telluride area this morning. Well, let me turn to my guest who is here with me this morning to talk a little bit about her passion, which is Childhaven and children and the Childhaven Foundation. Andrea Pena is here, the executive director. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me today.
You bet. Welcome back to KSJE. It's good to have you here. And as I mentioned, this is a busy time for Childhaven and the Childhaven Foundation because you are in the middle of your Pledge for Children campaign, right?
Yes. So we just started the Pledge for Children campaign. This is an annual campaign that's happened for many years. It used to be a Phone for Children campaign.
I remember taking calls on the Phone for Children campaign. So yeah, exactly. But
people don't really do that. So now we have the Pledge for Children campaign.
Yeah, right.
So we send out mailers, and then we're also doing some things online on social media, email, that type of thing. So hoping that people can join us in lifting children from crisis to hope.
That's the whole goal of Childhaven, isn't it?
That's the whole goal, yes.
Exactly. And you're hoping to raise how much with this Pledge for Children campaign?
We're hoping to raise $50,000. So the importance and the significance of the foundation is ensuring security to all of Childhaven's programs. So every fundraiser that we do is meeting that goal of ensuring that the things like the shelter, our CASA program, foster care, advocacy center, the important therapies and respite care that we provide, all of those, it costs money to fund those programs. It costs money to hire qualified staff, costs money to run the lights, all of that. So the foundation makes sure that those can continue and also in the future. So we invest funds to ensure that in the future they can be here too. We talked a couple months ago for the 50th anniversary celebration. I think it was in September.
Yes.
We were talking through some numbers, and I didn't bring all of them today, but if I recall correctly, I think we had said that Childhaven has served about and over 6,000 children over the last 50 years. The issues of abuse and neglect haven't gone away, probably won't be going away anytime soon, so we need to make sure that Childhaven can be around for many more years.
That's right. And I know you do get other types of funding too, grant funding and state funding and things like that, but it's the foundation that really kind of fills in the gaps. If there's a shortcoming or things like that, or if there's a cut in funding, it's the foundation money that can really help maintain that level of service so you don't have to cut the services if your funding gets cut from other sources, right?
Right. And other people who may be listening who may deal with grants know that when you are doing grant writing, oftentimes funders are looking for new and new initiatives, new things, but there are programs that are working, and so our goal is to get the foundation to a point to where we can not have to have so many outside granting organizations. So it's been exciting to see it grow, and it's exciting to see the community and the way that they do give and the compassion. And that's one thing I love about this time of year is not only the PFC, but the number
PFC Pledge for Children.
Pledge for Children.
That's right.
Yes, sorry. But also to see the generosity of people. I get so many calls every day of people saying, how can I have my kids do something for the children at Childhaven so people can make things or bring some items. So we do have a wish list on our website. It's on the donate section. There's a little part of that page that has information on what we need for the kids at Childhaven. So if people want to go there, but it's just awesome to see the compassion of people.
True. Very true. And so to join the Pledge for Children campaign, we can get that information off the website as well. That's how we do it?
Yep, it's online, so childhavennm.org, also on our Facebook page. So as we said, the goal is to raise $50,000 with this campaign. We're not doing an event for it. There's not a big gala or, people can just go to their website and donate. We are doing a fun contest, which I think we'll talk about here in a little bit.
We will. That's true. But this is a great thing because I know this is the time of year when people get so overwhelmed maybe with invitations for events and dinners and galas and things like that. And you got to buy a ticket and you got to dress up and you got to go out and have dinner and eat some chicken and whatever. And you've eliminated all that and just said, we want to put the money where it goes the furthest, which is into the foundation and to help the programs of Childhaven.
Yes. So it's a great way to give. It's a great time to give. We have Black Friday coming up. We have Cyber Monday. There's Giving Tuesday, which a lot of organizations just love because it's a great time to highlight that yes, it's good to get Christmas gifts, but it's also good to give back to your community. So Giving Tuesday is a great day to think about giving towards organizations like the Childhaven Foundation to help us make sure that we can provide needed services to abused and neglected children.
Right, and that is on December the 3rd,
December
is that
3rd.
it this week, this year, right?
Yep.
And so that's coming up in just a couple of weeks after, as you mentioned, after Black Friday, Cyber Monday, and then it's Giving Tuesday.
Yes, and I don't know if people are like me. I felt like I had one more week before Thanksgiving, but that's not the case.
I'm sorry to tell you,
So,
you don't.
yeah.
But it's coming. But yes,
Yeah,
that's
it's
true.
coming.
But it's very exciting. And again, Childhaven does so much good in the community. And as we mentioned, it's been here for 50 years. Celebrated that 50th anniversary earlier this year with great fanfare and great recognition, and just does so many different things. And you kind of ran through a lot of the different programs, and I just want folks to kind of go through them again to realize all the different things. We know of the shelter. I think folks think of the shelter first off whenever they hear Childhaven. And of course, that has been around for 50 years, but it's the other programs too. The CASA program that you mentioned, which we talk about all the time here at KSJE, the court-appointed special advocate program that looks out for children who are going through the court system, and some of the other things, the Child Advocacy Center, that also does a lot of other things too, correct?
Yes.
Remind us about some of those things, right?
Yes. So here in New Mexico and in San Juan County, there is a significant issue of child abuse and neglect. Again, I didn't bring the specific numbers, but the last number that I recall was from 2017, and there was over 1,000 cases of abuse in our county. That's here.
And just not statewide, but
That's
here in San Juan County, right?
Yes. So when we're talking about the Child Advocacy Center specifically, that program helps children if they have been abused or if they've witnessed a crime. It goes alongside of them. The program allows a qualified staff member, Childhaven staff member, to interview that child in a way that they can feel safe and they can feel like their story will be heard. They're not interrogated by a police officer. The police are actually in another room. They are on our campus. They're in a padded room where, kind of like we're watching right now, there's cameras, and they can
observe the interview and hear the interview, right?
Yes, but the child can't see the cameras. They're hidden. And so that is actually used for their case. And so, but again, it's done in a way that helps the child feel safe when they're telling their story. And oftentimes when this type of abuse happens, either physical or sexual abuse, it's usually from somebody that they know and they trusted. And so that trust, who are they going to trust? So, we...
it's hard for them to maybe speak about it, right?
Yes.
Or talk about it because
Yes.
maybe they've been threatened or maybe they've been told this is our little secret or what have you. And so this has been proven. It's not just something that you thought up in Farmington, but this has been done over and over and over in different places around the country, around the world, and proven to be a beneficial way to have children be able to tell their story. And they only tell it once, not have to repeat it over and over again.
Right. Exactly. And the term for it used to be called safe house interviews, which is still applied, but we call it forensic interviews. And we are credited through the National Children's Alliance. So you're right. We're not just like, oh, this would be a great idea, Dan, we're going to have these cameras. It's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
No, it's something that we have standards we need to meet. Our staff that does that goes to a national training, and so it's an outstanding program that's available here. And actually, Childhaven led the initiative in 2019 for places like RCAC to be available in every judicial
district around the state,
in the state.
Which is great because the prosecutors, I would imagine, use those interviews. The police department use those interviews, and they're preserved and can be used during the investigation.
Exactly.
And again, so the child doesn't have to retell the story in front of a police officer or maybe sitting in a police station or other different areas and environments that aren't quite as friendly as the Childhaven Center.
Right, and I think it's an important thing for our community. I know that the sheriff department does the Shop With Your Cop to help children who've, had to have interaction with police, maybe if their parents had been arrested or something like that. This is another way for us also to help the police department and to make sure that we keep the police in a positive light in the child's life.
Right. Very true. So this is one of the things that you do.
One of the things. And
at the Child Advocacy Center.
Right, and foster care. So you talked about CASA, which helps children in foster care as they're going through, their court cases and things like that. But we need foster parents. So we have treatment foster care, which is a higher level of foster care. We provide the licensing, the training, all of that. We walk the foster parents through those steps. We have a great mentorship program with other foster parents. And if anyone listening is considering foster care even in the future, please go to our website, childhavennm.org, and there is a link to foster care. Check it out, read about it. It's a wonderful program. It's a wonderful way to invest in a child's life, and I think it would be hard for people, and even for myself. You think, you don't know how long these children would be in your life for, but even if it's a short time, think about the impact that people can have on that child, even if it's a short time.
A lot of great success stories from the treatment foster care program, I know.
Yes.
With Childhaven and elsewhere, too. But you're right. A lot of these kids have just no fault of their own are in these situations and really need some stability and maybe some just extra attention. And it's not all that different from what parents are already doing or adults are already doing in their households, right?
Yes.
Necessarily.
And we provide behavioral therapies and things like that at Childhaven, so we're there to support the child. We support the foster families. It is a great program to be a part of. So I was talking to one of the foster care workers this last week, and I think she was telling me it takes about 5 years for somebody to think about being a foster parent and then actually becoming. So I hope today some people just start thinking about it, and maybe in 5 years we'll see them.
Sure. Well, that's okay. But it's a commitment for sure.
It is.
But there is support and training from Childhaven, and that's important that they're not just thrust into this situation, but they do get the training and some of the resources that they need to be successful.
Yes. And one program that we don't talk about as much is our respite care program. So if a child has a diagnosed mental health or special need, we actually can help with that. They can they can go to the shelter during the day, and if the parents need to go shopping or do something for home or just for themselves, we provide respite care.
A doctor's appointment or something like that, and they need
somebody to
watch
their child
sure.
safely.
Right.
So that's actually a great resource that people aren't aware of. So I think that's something I'd love if somebody even went today to our website and just checked that out.
Exactly. It's respite foster care is what that's called.
Well, there's respite foster care and just respite care in general.
Respite care.
Even for their own child.
Okay.
So, yes, both for foster and for their own
Not
child.
foster. Yeah.
And so with that, it's a certain number of hours every week or every month that they can get to have the staff at Childhaven watch their child. So this is if somebody's own child needed extra care. So maybe they have something like autism and it's a diagnosed.
It's a service that's provided.
Yeah.
Very good to know.
If that's the case, we can help.
Very good. We were talking about this Child Advocacy Center, and there's actually an opportunity for folks to come and see the center that we're talking about. You're having an event. Again, it's Giving Tuesday. It's the same day, right?
Yes, exactly.
On December the 3rd, everyone, and that will be at the Children's Advocacy Center at 406 Airport Drive for our radio listeners from 8:30 to 9:30 to grab a cup of coffee, right?
Yes. So last year we did this at the shelter, and we had a great turnout. We hope people will come to the location on Airport Drive, and
literally around the corner from the shelter. If you're at the shelter, you weren't far from the Children's Advocacy Center.
Yeah, it's a square building with the blue top.
That's it.
So that's it. There's no pitch on the roof, so can't miss it. So the importance for us doing it at the CAC is to emphasize this program. So really people do think of the shelter when they think of Childhaven, which that's still true. But the CAC impacts a lot of children's lives. And another thing is that we actually have another CAC down in Gallup. So if people can see our advocacy center, they can also get an idea of what we're promoting through the rest of the state. And we actually have our own service down in Gallup. Mm-hmm. So that's a new thing also.
Right.
So.
But a great opportunity to come and find out more and see kind of these places that we're talking about, right?
Yes. So at the CAC, people can see the types of therapies we provide. So we have play therapy, art therapy. We have a teen room for therapy and family therapy. We have the forensic interview rooms.
That we were just talking about.
Yeah, that we were talking about. So it gives people a chance to understand what that looks like, day in and day out for our staff and for our kids. Right.
And I think a lot of folks will be very surprised to see all the different things that Childhaven does in that small building.
Yeah.
That creates so much positive impact for children, and that's your whole mission, I know.
Yes.
Is to help these children that are in these very difficult and unfortunate situations.
What I'm always impressed about with Childhaven is, we were started 50 years ago by the community. We talked a lot about that in September.
Right.
And in the 90s, they saw the need to have a more comprehensive way of helping the children heal. So instead of just providing the, security physically and food and all of that, they also looked to do things to help the child as a whole and help them heal from the trauma. So that's why the therapies are so important in helping them through those interview processes so it's not as traumatic. It's just a wonderful thing.
Right. And the families too, right? Because it's not just necessarily for the children, but perhaps if mom and dad can get their act together, there's no reason maybe that there can't be some reunification on a judge's order to reunite the family if everybody does what they're supposed to be doing.
Definitely. No matter what children have gone through, we've seen that even if they were treated horribly by their parents, there's still a love that just never goes away. If we can help those families heal and we can get a child back in a safe way, that is a success. That is a win. And so we work a lot with CYFD, and I have mentioned the local police departments,
right, sure,
just to make sure that we do our part in bringing hope to the children and their families. So.
Exactly. My guest this morning from the Childhaven Foundation, Andrea Pena, is here. We are talking about the Pledge for Children campaign, which is going underway right now to help the Childhaven Foundation. The Coffee with the Children at the Childhaven Children's Advocacy Center on December 3rd. And again, for more details on all these things, I know you can go to the Childhaven Facebook page, or you can also check out the website, which is childhavennm.org, and that's where you can find all the information about what we're talking about. Now, there's another event that I want to ask you about, and this is for kids, and I know how much kids love to dress up, and so we just had Halloween, but if kids still want to wear their costume or get a new costume, you've got something for them, right?
Right, and even adults if they want to.
Adults too. Okay,
yes,
good.
Adults and children.
All
so
right.
we just want to do something fun, something to kind of spread this online on Facebook and Instagram. So, we mentioned we're not doing an event for this. We're not doing a gala or having people come. We're doing the coffee for kids, but that's a little different.
Sure.
So this gives us a chance to show that community members are heroes to the children. So if people donate to our campaign, they can get with their family, their business even, just get a quick picture of them wearing, they can just wear, if they have superhero shirts. They don't have to have a full outfit.
Okay, you have to go all Marvel on you.
No, they don't have to.
All right.
If they already have a Superman shirt, just
who doesn't have a cape lying around in their closet, right? They just throw on, but from time to time, sure.
Right, absolutely. So, if they have a cape, if they have a mask, just taking a quick, minute to just
dress up
for a minute and take a picture, share it with us, tag us on Facebook, and they will be entered to win a gift card to Fuddruckers, or if a business does this, if they get like a group picture or something like that, Jimmy John's is going to provide a sandwich platter. So
nice.
I think it's going to be a fun thing. So join us for that. You don't have to show up anywhere. You don't have to get all dressed up. You just have to be the superhero that you are when you give to the Childhaven Foundation.
Okay, so you're going to donate, right, to the Pledge for Children.
Yes. So.
And then once you do that, you can then enter this other contest as your superhero.
Yes. So the idea is when you donate, you are a hero to the children at Childhaven. So show us. We want to know. We want to see who you are and see that you are a superhero.
That's it. That's perfect. Well, there you go. It's childhavennm.org/donate to get the details as well and to enter the contest. And the idea is to share the photo on social media, which I know people love to share the photos of anything on social media, right?
Right.
And it's from now until this Giving Tuesday event, right, on December 3rd.
Right.
So we've got a couple of weeks.
Yes.
So be creative, everybody, and I bet they will.
I hope so. We hope so. Yes, show us that you are a hero.
There you go. And this is new, right? This is something new that you haven't done before. So
yeah, we haven't done it before. So we're like, why not? Let's try it out.
Let's try it and see what happens. I agree. I think that's great. And so as we get, we just have a couple minutes remaining this morning, Andrea, but we have the holidays coming up. You've mentioned how giving this community is, and we know that for a fact. Is there some things, again, like things that the shelter needs or other things that folks want to come by and donate, Christmas gifts or holiday gifts and things like that? Food, I know, is always something that you're looking for.
Yes. So Safeway is donating food. Actually, I think we picked it up yesterday for Thanksgiving. So thank you, Safeway on East Main, for that. People can give, things like children's toys and clothing.
All
year.
ages, right?
All ages. And all
Right.
year we accept lightly used children's toys and clothing. Actually, San Juan College built us a donation bin last year in the welding
good.
department. That was
Nice.
awesome.
That's cool,
And
yeah.
so that's right outside the shelter. But for new
you can
items,
drop things off?
You can drop things off anytime.
Okay.
For like new items, or if people want to get new Christmas gifts, those can go right into the shelter. We just ask that people go during regular business hours, so around like 8:30 to 5 or so.
Sure.
To drop those off. And our wish list is online, childhavennm.org. There's a big donate button. Go there and people can see the list, the link to the list. So items that we need, we often actually need a lot of items for the older kids. So we get quite a few preteens to teenagers. And so getting things like, $10, $15, $20 gift cards to any store in the mall or Target so that the child can go shop for
Right.
something that they want. That's a great
Okay.
thing for people to do. We need new bedding. Hygiene kits are great. So using just like regular size body wash and shampoo and conditioner, those types of things.
Right. And bedding, you're looking for twin size
Yeah,
bedding,
twin
right?
size bedding. Yes, twin size bedding, and we do ask that be new, just
Right.
just for the sanitation standards for the shelter. And there's so many other things like Legos and those K'NEX toys. We also love getting board games.
Okay.
So allowing the kids to play with the board games in the shelter, and then letting them take them with them so
Right.
that they can have fun with if they're going to a new foster home or back with family, just something for them to enjoy. So every child that leaves the shelter, they do end up taking a bag, like a suitcase or duffel bag with clothes and the hygiene items they mentioned,
Right.
and fun toys and games. So
Okay. Very
we
good.
always need those.
Well, and I know sometimes, and maybe oftentimes, that when the children arrive at the Childhaven shelter, they're maybe arriving with next to nothing, maybe just the clothes on their back. And so I know the clothing is always needed, and toiletries and things like that, because they just show up, and you need to get them outfitted and ready to go to spend however long they're spending with you.
Yes, so amazingly, and to the just recognizing the amazingness of this community. The children every child at Childhaven is able to be clothed and provided with these things because of the generosity of our community.
That's great.
Yeah.
Well, and it's great, and it's a great service that Childhaven performs, as we know, and it has been doing that for 50 years this
Yes.
year, as we've mentioned. And it's events like the Pledge for Children campaign that will help make sure that Childhaven is here for another 50 years.
Yes, and we actually had a documentary made for the 50th anniversary celebration, so I would love if people went to our website, our Facebook page, or just searched on YouTube for Childhaven documentary, Farmington, if they're doing it on YouTube.
Okay.
And hear our story and learn more about these programs. We talk about them, and it's kind of, I kind of feel like it's like a fire hydrant of all these things we do for the kids in the community.
But it is so much. It is so much that you do. That's true.
So on the documentary, people can see client or some of the people that founded Childhaven and their heart behind it. So
Wonderful.
definitely encourage people to watch that.
A great story to share and to learn about, and a lot of names that I'm sure family names that folks will recognize when they watch that documentary. So
Yes.
that's wonderful. Andrea, thanks for coming in this morning.
Thank you, Scott.
Always great to talk with you. Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family.
Same to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Andrea Pena, my guest here from the Childhaven Foundation on KSJE, and I'll be back with more in just a moment, everybody. The time right now is 8:38.
Amazon's Ring doorbell cameras are the Trojan horse of